Greetings and salutations! We're back to talk about episodes of Doctor Who. In this case, the episode Doomsday. But before I talk about it, though, I have a question for you. We are... For you. What happened in this episode? Well, basically the plot consists mostly of the Daleks and Cybermen waging a global war with humanity on the verge of extinction in the battle. So the Doctor, the entire family, and Mickey Smith fight for their lives trying to reverse the situation. And they're successful, but an emotional cost to the Doctor and Rose as they're left in separate universes. I gotta say, I watched this episode 2 times. I started to watch it, and then I thought, shoot, I need to have all of it into my little noggin so it is all fresh. And all that. Yes, it's been a while since they've had the Daleks in an episode. It was probably, the series 1, at the series 1 finale.
Daleks! You're called Daleks! I know your name. Think about it, how can I know that?
So, yeah, you have some moments, say, where the Doctors go, the Daleks and Cybermen go, say, an alliance, and all that, and so, say, yes, an alliance. But they go, say, no. So eventually, the Doctor and the Daleks are all trying to, say, hey. I mean, the Cybermen are all trying to go against each other. So what happens is the Cybermen kidnap the Doctor, but eventually Pete Tyler, who was, Rose Tyler's father from another dimension, he shows up with a lot of soldiers to say, hey, yeah, we can travel between dimensions and all that. So he gives them the idea of, say, okay, how can we use this to our advantage? So what they kind of plan to do is they plan to use the Genesis, the Genesis Ark, in a way, floats up to the sky.
Time Lord science. It's bigger on the inside.
The Time Lords put those Daleks in there. What for?
It's a prison ship.
With all of the other Daleks, which once it's open, thousands of Daleks, thousands or a lot more, all plop out. And, it's a little bit of an all-out war between the Daleks and the Cybermen. And the fight sequences for it were pretty good, not fisticuffs, but the pew-pew-pew kind of fighting sequences. So it's always fun. I did think the emotional crutch, the emotional impact of the episode, when Rose Tyler is basically just, basically the Dark goes, say, hey, we can get rid of both the Cybermen and the Daleks. Send them to an alternate universe. Anyway. But send them to a different place of existence.
Oi! The Daleks lived inside the void. They're bristling with it. Cybermen, all of them. I just open the void and reverse. The void stuff gets sucked back inside.
Pulling them all in!
Pulling them all in!
Sorry, what's the void?
The dead space. Some people call it hell.
So, you're sending the Daleks and Cybermen to hell? Man, I told you he was good.
So, they're able to do it, but Rose has to be the one to be bait. And at first, how headstrong Rose is, in that she says, saying, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to, be that, because I want to make sure I'm going to be able to stay with the Doctor. Anyway. However, what ends up happening is, she ends up getting flying away. When all the Cybermen and all the Daleks are being lifted into the sky, she almost gets, flown away. Doctor's trying to save her, but her dad saves her. in that moment, she's trapped. In that other universe. I really gotta say the emotional, impactful moment. It's a sequence in which Rose Tyler is singing the projection version of the Doctor at the beach, and they're saying their final goodbyes in a way. And then basically the Doctor's not able to say how much he cares for her at the end. I think in a way he wasn't able to do it. Like, he cares about Rose, but at the same time it was like, say, basically his thing was like, depleting. I feel like the reason why he probably didn't was because he was afraid to, like, say, if I do this, I'm gonna emotionally break her even more.
I love you.
It's quite right too.
And I suppose it's my last chance to say it. Rose Tyler.
Because, he's not able to see her for that time. Ever. Until later. So yeah, I gotta say this episode was really good. And it also makes me excited to talk about the next episode, which is The Runaway Bride. Mostly because I love Donna Noble as a companion.